Alright guys, we're going to be using some red oak acorns today. This is one of the leaves from the red oak. They've all got those tips like that. The white oaks have those rounded lobes on them. These ones got the pointed ones. Just like that one right there. Alright guys, just like in the first part of this series, you want to remember you want to pick up acorns that are kind of yellow or kind of cream colored, like these guys right here. You want to look kind of like that. And now what we're going to do after you get them all gathered up and taking them out of their shells is you're just going to take a stick. You can crush them up into a powder. We're just going to use my canteen here. Got the rest of them in. We're going to just get us a stick and grind this stuff up for you. Just keep watching. Alright guys, you can see how much I've got accomplished on it. There's a lot of flour in there, but it's not all flour yet. I got some work still left to do on it. See that little corner right there? But we're just going to keep on breaking this stuff down until it's all powder. Just keep watching. Alright guys, once you've gotten your acorns ground into a flour, you're going to want to take them to a river, and you're going to want to put them in the river, and you want to squeeze all those tannins out. Try to show you guys what I'm talking about. Dump it in the water, and you can see that kind of yellow water coming out. I'm going to keep dunking in that water and squeezing it until all those tannins are out. Get it as good as you can anyways. This way's a little bit different than the way I showed you with the coffee, where you can boil it and dump the tannins out in the water. That way works, but this way works too. I'll show you another method of, you can tie it to a branch like this, and you can let it sit there for several days, and it'll take those tannins out, and those tannins will float downstream. But we'll get to that here in a little while. Okay guys, see that tannins flowing out of there just by squeezing it in the water like that. Just keep squeezing it, and that water that's flowing right past it's just going to sweep it downstream. See how cloudy that is and nasty that water looks. We're going to keep leaching these tannins out until that starts coming out like that. Alright guys, you've got this water to come out looking a lot better than it was. Now these are red oak acorns, so that water is going to be pretty, it's going to be a little bit cloudy still. It's not, you're never going to really get rid of that cloudy look. The best way to know that if it's done or not is I like to leach the tannins out and squeeze that water out. And I like to do that for about 45 minutes or so. That's a good way to kind of tell. You get kind of a good feel for it that way. But the only real way to tell if it's done or not is to taste it. And it tastes really bitter or got that kind of that astringent taste, then it's not done yet. But we're going to go ahead and taste some of it right now, see what it tastes like. That's pretty good. It's not bad. Now you're going to want to take this stuff and you can sit it by a fire, or you can just let it air dry. I'll probably end up letting it sit by the fire for a little while just to kind of let it dry out, because I'm just going to be making a little piece of bread out of it. Alright guys, here's the flour after we've ground it down and we've bleached those tannins out. You can see that color difference. It's kind of a golden brown now. Now we're just going to put it by the fire and add a little bit of water to it. We'll come back and I'll show you guys that. Alright guys, you've got your acorn flour added to your cup or wherever you're going to be using. You're just going to take a little bit of water and pour it in there. You don't want to add too much. You want it to stay all together, but you don't want to, it's just like mixing flour at your house if you're trying to make biscuits or something like that. You don't want to add too much water to it. You want to add just enough. Alright, we've got some water added to it. It's got a little bit of excess water in there, but it's alright. It's not too bad. You can just pour a little bit of it out if you need to. Just be careful when you're pouring it out. But that's going to be enough water to make it stick together and hold it while we're cooking with it. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got my little pancake on there, flatbread pancake, whatever you want to call it. I've just got it leaning up against a couple of sticks. That way it's kind of propped up against the fire and it'll cook a little quicker that way. I've also added some sumac berries to it. That's going to help with the flavor because it tastes kind of bland and just doesn't have much of a taste to it really, but I added those to kind of give it a lemony type taste. It's going to help with the flavor a lot. Alright guys, looks like our little flatbread's just about done. As you can see, it's a little burnt up here, but it's alright. It's got a little bit of ash on it. That's not going to do any harm. A good way to tell if it's done is, just like if you're making a cake or something, you can just take your knife, stick it in, comes out clean, and it's good. Alright guys, last thing we got to do is give this piece of flatbread a bit of a taste test. And remember, I've added some sumac berries to add to the flavor. It's going to taste a lot better than if you don't add anything to it. It's not bad with those berries in it. And you can use whatever kind of berries you want to. Blueberries, blackberries, strawberries. I just used some sumac berries just because it was on hand. It's a good kind of edible in the wintertime. It's not too bad, kind of a lemon bread type of taste to it. Tastes a little bit different, but a little gritty, but still don't taste too bad. But I want to thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys learned a lot from it. Hit the subscribe button, like it, Leave any comments. Be more than happy to ask any questions you guys got. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, guys.